Good afternoon, boys and girls. We are here this afternoon to do our mathematics as usual. But in the interest of time, we are going to be a little short today. But before we go into what we are supposed to do today, we are going to look at the homework you had yesterday. So I'm going to show you my answers. If you have those answers, it means that you are correct with your walking. The LCM, so these are the LCMs. Next, you have to arrange these fractions using LCM. Okay, so we find the LCM and we get the LCM and find their numerators, and now we can arrange them. So that would have been your answer. So if you had those answers, you are correct. So today we are going to do addition and subtraction of fraction with like denominators. And when we say like denominators, we mean the denominators are the same. So here we have 5/7 plus 1/7. It is saying I have a whole and it's divided into 7 parts. And I have another whole, and it's also divided into 7 parts. So we are going to put the numerators together. When we notice these denominators, they are the same. And there is a term of thought I love to give. Do not ever add denominators. Ever, never add denominators. So when we have denominators that are the same, we maintain the denominator. So it's easy to do addition of fraction with like denominators. All we need to do is to get your numerators. If we are adding, you add the numerators. If you are subtracting, you're subtracting the numerators, but you use the same denominator. So in this case, we will have 5/7 plus 1/7. We notice 7 is our denominator, so we'll keep that denominator, and we'll just add our numerators. So we have 5 plus 1, and that would be our answer. So if we have to add a fraction like this, this will be our answer. Same thing when we are doing subtraction. When we are doing subtraction, if the denominators are the same, we will keep the denominator. We do not change the denominator. And you never ever subtract denominator. The denominator could either be the same or we find the LCM, like what we did last week. So in this case, our denominators are 6. We keep our 6, and then we work the numerators according to the sign. So this sign says 3 take 1, and 3 take 1 will give us 2. When we look at our answer, we notice we have 2/6. But if you go to an exam room and you have this, you may not see 2/6. When you look, you might see this. And when you do not see 2/6, you're going to say, Miss, the answer wasn't there. But yes, the answer is there. This is the answer because they simplify. So we look for a factor that can divide each of these. So we can divide 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you may see this, and that would be your answer. You may not see 2/6 because it would have simplified it to the simplest. So you have to be careful when you are looking for your answers. So this is how we add when we are adding proper fraction with like denominators or subtracting proper fraction with like denominators. Here we can also have where we are going to add a whole number to a fractional part. And if we already have our whole and we get an extra part, we are going to have more. So when we are adding a whole number to a fractional part, it is saying we have this whole plus that, and we make one sum with it. In this case, we will have a mixed number. So we will have our whole plus 2/6, and that should be our answer. in this case, but we can also get this answer changed, can we? Yes. So we can also change. We'll still have our whole. Whole does not change. And our 2/6 can now be simplified to get 1/3. So if you do not see this answer, you simplify and you look for the simplified answer. So this is what we do. This might be a little challenging because people notice, oh, 1 whole take away 2/8. How am I going to work this? 1 whole take away 2/8. Now it's very easy. This is saying 1 whole. Can we change a whole into a fraction? Yes, we can. When we have a whole, we can change it in a fraction where we have both numerator and denominator to be the same. So because we are going to minus 2/8, we are going to use this denominator here. So I'm going to change this whole into a fraction. So I'm going to have fraction take fraction. My whole is now going to be 8/8. And 8/8 is equal to? Yes, it is equal to 1. So I'm going just changing from 1 whole to the fraction. Take away 2/8. And can we take now? So yes, so we have 6/8. Very good. Not 6/16 or not 6/0. Because we do not add or subtract our denominator. We keep the same denominator. So our denominator here is 8. And then we say 8 take away 2 will give us 6. But as I say again, you may not see this answer on your exam paper. And the reason why you would not see this is because your examiner would have carried the answer to the simplest form. So if you do not see this, you think about simplifying it and see if you will see the simplified answer. So we can do the same here. This can be divided into 2 and we'll get 3. And 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. So our answer becomes 3/4. So this is how we'll add and subtract proper and whole from proper from whole. Now let's go on. Okay, so let's look at this question. What is this saying? Yes, it is saying 5 4/5 plus 2 3/5. What kind of fractions do we have here? Yes, they are both mixed numbers. And we can also add mixed numbers. So they are both mixed numbers and we can add mixed numbers. And in mixed number we have our whole number and we have our fractional part. But I normally say, when you are doing fraction, whether it's addition or subtraction, first thing you look at your denominator. So I look at this denominator, it's 5, and I look at this denominator, it's also 5. So I say, well, that would be easy, because I don't have to do anything. I will keep this denominator, because the two denominators are the same. So we deal with our wholes first. So I add my whole plus whole. 3 plus 2, so I have 5 wholes. I know I have to write back the same denominator because I'm talking about the same fractional part in my whole. So I have my vinculum and my denominator is 5. And then now I could add my numerator. So I add the two numerators, 4 plus 3. Yes, 4 plus 3 is 7. So you looked and you see you have 5 7/5. What you notice? Yes, this is an improper fraction. And I love to say, don't ever give me your answer in an improper fraction. You always change your improper fraction to a mixed number. So I still have my 5 whole here. So I'll have another equal. I put my 5, but I'm going to change this into a mixed number. And I could do it more than one way, as I showed you before. So let's do it the subtraction way. So my numerator, which is 7, take away my denominator, which is 5. 7 take 5, 2. How many times did I take 5? Right, so I take 5 one time, so that means I have one more whole. So I put 5 plus this whole, and this is my remainder, which will now becomes my numerator. So I have my remainder, which is 2, and my denominator, which is 5. Now I can't have my answer as 5 plus 1 and 2/5. So I'll put all my wholes together. 5 plus 1, so I have 6 whole, and then I carry my 2/5. So I will have 6 wholes and 2/5. So this is where we add mixed numbers. So we add a mixed number to a mixed number. So now we are going to do the subtraction part of it. So here we have 6 and 4/5, take away 2 and 1/5. And we notice these are all mixed numbers. And what operation are we going to do? Subtraction. And the first thing we look at, after we find out what kind of fraction we are dealing with, we looked at our denominators. So this denominator is 5. This denominator is, so we notice the denominators are the same. So when the denominator is the same, I know I have to have the same denominator. So here, I look at my whole. Remember, do not get mixed up. Look at your signs. So this is saying, and you read each part with the sign. Because some people forget about the sign and just do anything. So this is saying 6 take 2, not plus. 6 take 2. And 6 take 2 will give us 4. So our 4, it becomes our whole, our new whole, because we gave away 2. And the fractional part is saying 4/5 take 1/5. 4/5 take 1/5. We notice the denominators are the same. So in our answer, we will have the same denominator. And then we just work the numerators. So the numerators are saying 4 take 1. 4 take 1. Yes, 3. So when I take 2 and 1/5 from 6 and 4/5, my answer is now 4 and 3/5. So this is what we do here for that one. So let's try another one. And I'm doing this one so you could see there sometimes there could be a little different. There could be a little challenge with some of these subtraction, and you have to be careful. These are also mixed numbers. So we have 4 and 1/9, and we have taken 2 and 5/9. First thing we notice, the denominators are the same. So we know we have to get out, we don't have to work out any LCM there, because the denominators are the same, so we'll have the same denominator. So we work with our wholes. So it is saying 4 take 2. And 4 take 2 will give us, very good, 2. So our whole becomes 2. And now we are going to take the fractional part. And this is saying 1/9 take 5/9. But I only have 1/9. How can I give you 5/9? And you might say, Miss, we can't work that. But yes, remember, you don't only have 1/9. You have these 2 wholes too. Because this 2 whole belong to you because you only gave away 2, you have 2 whole. So what you're going to do, you're going to take one of your whole 9 is the same as 1 whole. So this now becomes 9/9 plus 1/9. So this is for this part, all of this, take 5/9. So when I have 9 plus 1, I am going to have 10/9, take 5/9. Can I take 5 from 10 now? Yes. So 10 take 5 is exactly 5. So here I will have 5 vinculum, and I write my same denominator, 5/9. So this is what we do when we are dealing with fraction with the same denominators. Whether we are adding or we are subtracting, this is the process that you will take. We do not ever add or subtract denominators, whether they are the same or they are different. So this is where we end for today, and we will continue next week. Bye. You got it.